Hello, everybody. I'm Joshua Heston. I am co-producer at Dark Ozarks.
Hi, I'm Lisa Martin, co-producer of Dark Ozarks.
And as you can hear by the sounds, the night sounds, we are not in town.
No.
Of course, it's a little difficult to show exactly where we are, which is okay, but more specifically, we'll tell you we're at Peace Church Cemetery.
Yes, Joplin, Missouri.
And this is actually where we met.
Yes, I mean, this is kind of a neat moment because this is actually the first time we've both been back here since we met.
Yes, it is, since October of 2016.
Yeah.
And we talk about Peace Church a lot. Peace Church Cemetery specifically is a very iconic place in the western Ozarks.
It really is. It's the first cemetery in Jasper County. There were burials here decades before it was formerly a cemetery. It was a stopping place for salt traders going to Oklahoma and going back to Springfield. And that's how the first burial happened here. Then later there was a church nearby called Peace Church. And then the cemetery was dedicated, and the church is long gone, but the cemetery is still here. And so it is going on almost 200 years of burials here.
Wow, that's a long time, especially a long time when you take just the history of settlement in this region into account.
Yeah, very early, very early. This is also just down the road from a really important event in the Civil War, the massacre at the Rader Farm and the burning of Sherwood, which resulted in the first time that there was a carrying out of an eye-for-eye policy between the Confederacy and the Union for honoring prisoners of war.
Right.
And there's a mass grave at the one end of this cemetery from that event of soldiers. And over time, we've gotten EVPs from that area referencing a sergeant, man calling for the sergeant. And then there's just a lot of people that are buried here. I've seen a floating ball of light in the trees here before. And then probably most infamously, it's the burial spot for Billy Cook.
Yes. Of course, Billy Cook was America's first spree killer. But as you dig into the story, you find out it's a very multifaceted story.
It's a complex story.
And Billy Cook experienced some truly horrible things in his life. He was severely mistreated. And he was very young when the tragic events, the killing of the Mosier family took place as well.
He's 21 years old.
So there are many aspects of cautionary tales. There's many aspects of things to learn. All tied to this land right here. Yes,
and in fact, I mean, it was such a divisive event that his burial he was disinterred from the family plot and reburied in an unmarked grave because they were afraid people would desecrate the graves.
Yes.
And and then ironically, a very interesting story. There's a story here at the cemetery of a baby crying over time. And an event a few years ago had an elderly woman there with her daughter who the lady said, "I think I'm the baby crying." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she was a baby when Billy Cook's body was brought under cover of darkness with police escort from Oklahoma and buried at midnight. And her father was the minister who performed the services, and she and her mother were in the car. And her mother said, from the time that they pulled into the cemetery until they left, she never stopped crying.
Wow.
And so she, for whatever reason, she feels like the crying is actually from her.
Echoes in time.
Yes.
Yeah. It is it's somber, but it's also a very beautiful place, and it's very peaceful tonight.
It really is. It is a beautiful cemetery, and a lot of work has gone into keep. It went through a time period where it was not well kept, and it's just absolutely beautiful now. And volunteers are out here all the time working, and it's really good to see it preserved.
And we will share photos, daylight photos as well.
Yes.
And we thank you for following along with us on this journey.
Thank you.